The Second World War ended in 1945, and after the war, Germany had lost 4.5 million people. Germany invited guest workers from Turkey, Italy, and Greece. This was voluntary migration because Germany offered the Turks to come and work for them, because they would get a higher paid job and live in a better developed place. The causes of this migration were that the Germans were in need of workers that could do jobs that the Germans didn't want to do, like street cleaning. So they asked the Turkish people to come to Germany to work for them. The Turks would also work long hours for a small amount of money. So this would affect Germany because they wouldn't have to do the long hours work and would still get paid a good amount of money. The push factors were that the Turkish people agreed to go to Germany because they would be getting higher paid jobs there, and there were poor social services in Turkey. There were also low levels of education in Turkey, and there were also few opportunities in Turkey. The pull factors were that if the Turkish people moved to Germany, then they would be living in a more developed nation, and a lot of the Turkish people were already living in Germany, so the Turkish people wouldn't feel like there are new people in Germany who didn't belong there. And also, a lot of the Turkish people developed skills when they migrated to Germany, so they could go back to Turkey and teach their families these different skills. The positive effects on Germany were that the Turks were willing to do low-paid, dirty jobs that the Germans didn't want to do. Some immigrants also brought new valuable skills, and they worked long hours in poor conditions. And because of the migrants, Germany's population went back to the original number. The negative effects on Germany were that during the 1970s and 1980s, there were fewer jobs available as companies were hit by recession and 20% of Turks became unemployed. Some Germans resented those Turks who still had jobs, and racial tensions and conflict increased. The political effects on Germany was that because so many people were moving from Turkey to Germany to live and work, the German government had to put stricter controls on immigration. The government tried to stop people from moving in. Also, the right-wing and racist groups grew in strength and attacked migrants. The social effects on Germany were that the Turkish guest workers cannot become German citizens with all the right that brings. Some have been living in Germany for over 20 years, but are still being seen as Turkish. They do not have equal rights as other people in the country. If they were not for the migrants, the German population would have decreased after the Second World War. The origin effects on Turkey were that there was less employment in Turkey, money was sent home from Germany, which equals more than what the Turks normally earn at home, many males leaving, which equals broken families. There are less workers in Turkey, especially in farming. The most able people left for Germany and only bad workers stayed, and less men will cause problems in Turkey. The social effect on Turkey would be that they would be bringing new cultural links to Germany, and they would also be mixing other Turkish people because many Turkish people lived in Germany before the Second World War. The migration between India and Pakistan is a classic example of a forced migration because of division of geographical lines within the same country, ultimately divided the country into two separate ones. In this forced migration, Hindus were forced to leave their homes in Pakistan and go back to India, but the Pakistanis said that all the Muslims in India should come back, but they had an option. They could stay in India or come to Pakistan, so it wasn't fair to the Hindus at all. The first difference is that the Germans needed people to work, that's why they offered work to the Turks, so it was positive for both sides. The Pakistanis just forced all the Hindus out of Pakistan with only the things that they could carry in their hands. This only gave Pakistan a positive aspect, but it was destroying the lives of the Hindus. The Germans gave Turkey a chance to come to Germany, whereas the Pakistanis didn't give a choice to the Hindus, but they did give a choice to the Muslims who were staying in India to either stay in there or come to Pakistan. The similar thing between both examples are that they are both migrations. The Turkey to Germany migration was a long-term migration, which means that you stay there for a long time, but you don't live there permanently. But it was also temporary migration, which means that you work there for a short period of time and then come back to your own home country. The Indo-Pak migration was a long-term migration as well, so this is one very big similarity in these two migrations.
There are more than 120,000 Turkish immigrants living in the capital and 1.7 million in the country as a whole. But high rates of unemployment, with 1 in 3 Turkish immigrants out of work, mean the Turkish immigrant community has been hit hard by cuts in social welfare.
Turkish people living in Germany were born in Germany. They are really different than us. They are mostly uneducated people. They used to live in Turkey in small villages in Anatolia, and they just came to Germany to get a job because they were uneducated, as I said, and here they got a job and they started earn money, but they are still uneducated, especially women. They can neither write nor read, even Turkish, and they deny to learn German. A lot of Turkish people, they just speak Turkish.
Binayı vermiyor. Neymiş? Türk olduğumuz için o binayı alamıyoruz.
Ya da ikinci sınıf vatandaştır. Birinci sınıf vatandaş daima Almanlardır. Onun için biz eşit değiliz. Oradan haksızlığa uğruyoruz.
I guess when they're at home, they're trying to be Turkish, but when you see them on the streets with their friends, if they wouldn't look different, like with dark hair and darker skin, you wouldn't notice that they're Turks. So I think for them it's really difficult. They're trying to adjust, but like there are two sides for them.